Okay, so today's lesson I would like to do dividing a quantity in a given ratio. So sometimes, when two people share amount of money, they usually just split evenly. That is 1-to-1 ratio or 50-50% split. And each person gets half of the money. So for example, if you have $20, you want to share with your friends, and then if you want to do it in 1-to-1 ratio, in that case, everyone is getting like $10 each. So that's a really easy way to share or split money. But what happens, sometimes one person just deserves a larger share than the others. And then they want to share in a ratio of 2-to-1, in a ratio of 5-to-2. How do we know how much each person is going to get? And this is what we are going to do today. It's actually pretty easy. There are various ways we can do the calculation, but the method I'm going to use here is called the unitary method. So basically we're finding how much it was for each part. All right, so use the unitary method to calculate or to find each part. All right, so for example, if you want to divide $20 in the ratio of 3-to-2, and so person A and person B, they want to divide $20 in the ratio of 3-to-1, and you want to calculate how much each person is going to get. So this is the type of question. So we've got divide 20 in the ratio 3-to-2. All right, so how do we do this? The first step here is you're going to find out the total parts, okay? So we've got like 2 to 3 parts, right? 3 parts to 2 parts. So we're going to find the total parts. All right, so in this case, we've got like 3 parts plus 2 parts, and that gives you 5 parts. All right, so we've got a total of 5 parts, and then what we need to do is we're going to use the unitary method. So we're going to find out, if we split $20 into 5 equal parts, what does each part, equivalent to? All right, so we're going to divide the amount by the total parts. All right, so divide the quantity by the total parts. All right, so in this case, we divide $20 by 5 parts. So that means each part is equivalent to $4. All right, and that's got a unitary method because we're finding each unit. All right, each part is $4, right? All right, so if each part is $4, then the last step here is you simply find out each share. All right, calculate each person's share. All right, so the question is like 3-to-2 parts. Then all we have to do is, we use 3 times by $4. So the person who gets 3 parts is going to get $12, and the person who get 2 parts is going to get $8. Okay, so that becomes 12-to-8. Okay, so that's I believe this is again a pretty easy very easy working out, and then if you just follow these 3 steps here, you should be able to find each part quite easily. All right, so let's just continue to do another example, but this time we have like 3 ratios, not 3 numbers in a ratio. How do we do questions if it's 3 numbers? Are we using the same methods? All right, so divide it's $300 in the ratio 2-to-1-to-3. Okay. All right. So what do we do with this? Well, I guess the first step of what you are going to do this time, just call this as the first method, because I would like to show you another way to do it. Instead of using a unitary method, we can also use a fractional way to work out the answer, so like a fraction method, and you can choose which way it's easier for you to do, okay? All right, so for the method 1, I would like to find out the total part. That would be 2 plus 1 plus 3, which is equal to 6 parts. And then I want to divide $300 by 6 parts. So I get $50 per part. And once we get $50 per part, then what we can do is we can find each individual amount. So that means, 2 to 1 to 3. So 2 parts is equal to 2 times by 50, which is equal to $100. And then 1 part is equal to 1 times by 50. That's $50. And the last one is 3 parts is equivalent to 3 times by 50. And that's $150. So that's it. We got the answer, all right? 100 to 50 to 150. That's the sharing. Now, for the second method, we call that the fraction way, okay? The fraction methods. So the first method is called a unitary methods. You can choose which method you like to use. I actually prefer the unitary method, but if you like the fraction methods, you can. For the fraction methods, you still need to work out what is the total amount or the total parts. In this case, is still equals to 6 parts. All right, so that's the same idea. Then we're using fraction. All right, so all we need to do here is we're going to take the first number here and we divide it by 6 parts. All right, so we do 2 divided by 6 parts and we times by the total amount, which is 300. In that case, you are going to get the same answer, which is $100. And once you finish that, you use this next number, which is like 1, and you divide it by 6, and you times by 300. All right, you repeat the same steps over and over and again. So now it would be 1 over 6 times by 300. Okay, and that would be $50. And then the last one is 3 over 6 times by 300. And that would be $150. I think either way, they're both, doesn't matter which way you like to do, but they're both quite easy, okay? So it's really up to you which way you like to use, which method you like to use. I actually prefer to use the unitary method, but it's again, it's really up to you. All right. Now I'd like to show you another type of question, where you don't know the total amount of people, all right? But for a certain part that the total number for a certain part, and you want to calculate the certain amount, right? Something like that. All right, so let me just find a question. Let's just call this as example 3. All right, example 3. So let's just say the ratio. Okay, oops. All right, so the ratios of girls to boys in a class is, let's use an interesting one, is 2 to 3. All right, so the girls to boys ratio, the ratios of girls to boys in a class is 2 to 3. And then if the question says if there are 246 boys at the school, and the question asks you how many people attend, what is the total population, okay, or how many girls we have. So how do we find these questions there? And then the question says how many students how many students attend the school. All right, so what do we do with the question here? I still prefer to use a unitary method, all right, if you want, okay? So the ratio is 2 to 3, and then for the boys, we have like 246, right? That's 246 boys. So what you need to do here is think about how many parts. We're still thinking about the parts, right? So we're thinking about that 2 parts, okay? 2 parts is equivalent to 246. Then if I want to find out 1 part, obviously we'll just divide by 2, both sides. So 1 part is equal to 123. Okay, so this is called a unitary method. We find out how much, what is the quantity of 1 part. All right, so once we finished out, then we look at the question, how many students attend the school, all right? So the question asks you for the total number of students attend the school. So all we need to do is work out what is the total parts. Well, the total parts is 2 plus 3 because we've got 2 parts and 3 parts. So therefore, the total amount is 5 parts. Okay, and then we know that 1 part is equal to 123. So the total, number of students is equal to 5 times by 123. In that case, you can do the calculation. That gives you 615 students. Right, so that's the way I'll do this question here. You definitely can use something called the equivalent ratio method to do this question, but I still prefer this way. You use the unitary method. You find out what is the quantity of per part. All right, always dealing with like a 1 unit. What is 1 part equivalent to? And then you can convert a 1 part into any part you like. You can convert a 1 part to 5 parts. You can convert a 1 part to 10 parts, and that makes the calculation much easier to do. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. All right, thank you.